Hi, this is Angela Alvarez of Your Path to Abundant Wealth. And in the following video series, I'm going to teach you and show you how you can build a thriving internet marketing business that you love and that pays you what you are worth. Before we get into the details of how you can use Digital Altitude to make money not only as an affiliate of ours, but how we're going to teach you how to become an internet marketer that has a business that you control, where you can create multiple streams of income, and where you can control your destiny, finances, your income, so that you can travel, you can have fun, you could set yourself up for retirement. We have so many different people that come through here in various phases of life. Some are in the season of being young. They're spring chickens. And they're looking into the future as far as looking at what they are going through, like college. There are so many people that are going through college that are spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year. And they're not just spending that as if they have it. They're taking out loans. Loans they have to pay back with interest. There are over 18 million people enrolled in over 5,000 colleges and universities across the country, and most of them are putting themselves into massive debt just in order to get jobs that most likely are not going to pay them enough money to pay back that debt and live the lifestyle that they dream of. There are people who are getting ready to retire, who are looking for security. They have anxiety and worry about what is going to happen when they stop working. Are they going to be able to collect Social Security? Do they have enough money to put away? Statistics show that most people getting to the age of retirement have $3,000 to $12,000 in their bank account. We're in a crisis, and we're in an epidemic where not only our younger generations, but our older generations are in crisis, and a lot of them don't even know it yet. A lot of them won't know it until it's too late. The middle class is dying. No, the middle class is dead. The middle class is dead. So you are either way off or you're well off. So many people are in credit card debt. So many people are losing their jobs. And it's not just because jobs are being shipped overseas or because somebody immigrating to the country is taking your job, but because jobs are being replaced by software. Jobs are being replaced just like men with shovels were replaced by bulldozers back decades ago. So it's really important that you understand the times we are in right now, and that you secure your future by being in control of your financial future, by being in control of your financial situation. And if you're not, you are going to be in trouble. That's not a scare tactic. It's not hype. That's just our reality. People are losing their homes. People are in massive debt and they don't know how to get out of it. However, there is a solution. And I'm going to talk about that in this first video, because before we get into how you can use our system, our products, our program to create an income for yourself way beyond what you would experience trading time for money, because we all know that JOB stands for just over broke. Have you ever heard that acronym? It's so true. And if you have a job right now or know someone who does, they are just getting by. They are trading time for money. They're living paycheck to paycheck. If you're anything like me, I was working as a general manager and optician. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And many times I was forced to choose between buying groceries or paying the electric bill. That was the reality of my life, and it is the reality of millions, tens of millions of people around the world, or even around this country, just in the United States. I'm going to talk about the difference between being poor and rich and how you can make sure you end up on the winning side. I'm not trying to invent the wheel. There's this guy named Robert Kiyosaki, and he wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. He's got a lot of different financial quotes and a lot of really cool advice and perspective that really woke a lot of people up. His book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, really got a lot of people into becoming entrepreneurs. He says investing isn't risky, not being in control is risky. So a lot of people think that they're getting security by going to a job. They're not, because at any time you can get fired. The company can restructure itself. They can sell to a new owner, and all of a sudden you, with all that hard work you have put in over the years or even decades that you committed to that company, oftentimes the only thing you're going to get is a check for a couple hundred or $1,000, a trophy, and a kick in the ass. And that's just the truth. I saw it happen. A friend of mine had dedicated almost 40 years as a pilot for Pan Am. And we all know what happened there. They filed bankruptcy and every employee lost everything, including their pensions. More recently, e-commerce is taking over everything. Borders closed their doors. Macy's, Sears, JCPenney are all in the news today, having massive store closures across the country, and hundreds of thousands of people are losing their jobs. My personal experience in 2009 is I worked for an engineering company as a corporate contract manager for the Florida Turnpike. The company had a restructure and laid off 50% of their employees, and yes, my job was eliminated. There was no severance package. They didn't take care of their tenured employees, even though we took care of them for all those years. Then I found a job with a major optical retailer. I was brought in as general manager and forced to obtain my optician's license, which required schooling that I paid for out of my pocket. In 2012, I became so sick that I had to leave the job, and this is where I discovered e-commerce and affiliate marketing. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, talked about something called the cash flow quadrant, and you can see it in the picture on your screen. There's several ways to describe the cash flow quadrant, but Robert Kiyosaki explains it best. I'm all about duplicating proven systems, and that's what I will share with you and how I did it with my business. I'm going to give you a simple breakdown of the cash flow quadrant, and hopefully it will wake you up like it woke me up. Every time I hear this brought up, it reminds me how important it is to have my own business and multiple streams of income and never ever have to rely on any one person to make sure I get a paycheck. Now, if you refer to the picture on your screen, you can see that there are 4 quadrants to the cash flow quadrant. On the left side, you'll see employee and self-employed. As an employee, you have active income. You work hard, you really don't have any security, and you don't have any time. It's like the man running in the hamster wheel. Or I love the picture of the man bending over because the key in his back has run out. You have to wind him up to get him going again. As an employee, you have a job. Also on the left side of the quadrant is the self-employed. The self-employed is you own a job or small business, but you own a job. You have large debts, insufficient times, and the clock is always running. You don't make enough money to pay your bills, put away money, and enough left over to enjoy yourself. The left side is the new poor. 95% of the people and 5% of the wealth in this quadrant. Now on the right side of the quadrant, you'll see business owners in the top right. They have a passive income. They have easy work, stability, and spare time. As a business owner, you own a system, and people work for you. You also have the investor quadrant. In the investor quadrant, money works for you. You don't have any debts. You have plenty of money. And you, most importantly, have freedom. 5% of the people have 95% of the wealth. You may ask me, as a self-employed person, if you can't step away from your business for 2 weeks or even a week, then you don't have a business. You just have a glorified job, which means if you don't show up, you don't make money, which is the difference between being self-employed and a business owner. As you see, the business owner uses a system, a proven system, and they also have people working for them, or they may not. I don't have people working for me. I have people working with me. And in the investor quadrant, that's obviously when you get to the point where your money works for you. Did you know that most Americans are just one health emergency away from bankruptcy? Think about that for a moment. Complete financial ruin. Are you one of those people? Think about it and ask yourself, are you one of those people? I was in 2010. I had health insurance. I ended up in the hospital 8 times that year. Believe it or not, the hospital right across the street from my house turned out not to be in my network, so I was billed 50% of the charges. That came to just shy of $1 million. It's crazy. If you're not on the right side of the quadrant, it's not that you're going to crash and burn in flames, but let me tell you something. You are at risk for complete financial failure. Now we have people, and I love these people, they make me laugh, that say money isn't everything, at least I'm happy. Let me tell you something. The only people that I've ever heard say that are on the left side of the cash flow quadrant. I've never heard someone who is wealthy, has a business with a system, and on the right side of the quadrant say, money can't buy you happiness. Money isn't about the paper that it's printed on. It's not about the number in your bank account. Money gives you a feeling. It gives you security. It gives you options. You can wake up in the morning with no stress overwhelming you from the moment you open your eyes. It gives you the ability to walk away from your business, go on vacation, or whatever, and know you will still be making money. Give all this some thought. Let it sink in. And tomorrow we'll have video 2 of our 6-video series. So for now, I will say goodnight and to your success. I will see you tomorrow, and have a wonderful